And a good afternoon. Hopefully, everyone's had an amazing afternoon, and it's good to see y'all on this spring, beautiful spring Thursday afternoon. So, say hello to Miss Marion. Thank you so much. It's good to see you and welcome in. Miss Nisi, thanks so much for coming in. Welcome in. It's good to see you. Appreciate everyone that's come in today, and we'll come in here in a little bit. Let a few people come in, and got one update, and like to show y'all some more material that we've got to show that I can show y'all. One we'll be using during the live streams, and one we'll probably be making some videos and possibly some of it during the live stream. Both books are written by the same author, of all things. We still have a couple of more, I think just two left from the Phantom Phenomena book that we'll get into probably next live stream. I don't really know if I'm going to do any reading this time. I might. Let's see. I may read a couple here, a couple of short ones. But as y'all know, I started Friday of last week with my new job, which is night and day compared to my other job. The stress level is way down. Welcome in, Jackie. So good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. And David, thanks so much for coming in. It's good to see you. Appreciate it. Like the physical aspect of it, where I was lifting hundreds of pounds of stuff a day, that's like, I'm not even like, the most heavy thing I lifted all week last week was a bicycle. So that part, it's a lot better on me. The hours are better, and I don't feel like a zombie going into work anymore. So I've enjoyed that. Easter's coming, so that's going to affect it just a little bit, but not really too bad. Which Easter's just this coming weekend, which is awesome. Love Easter, of course. But we just got back literally yesterday. We spent 2.5 days in Huntsville. Hope had her school state testing. We showed up the day before after I got off work. We actually booked the hotel where her school testing was, so we just had to bring her downstairs. And then when we go there, while Hope's doing her testing, me and Autumn filmed for her channel. So we filmed 5 or 6 good videos for her channel. We got to go out and have a little date, I guess you call it. We went and ate lunch together, and welcome in, Miss Janice. Good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it. Then we got to go do some thrift shopping. Got me a few pairs of shorts and a couple of shirts. Got Hope some things, and went to, after Hope got through, she just begged to go to the mall. So we went to the mall, and so glad we did. My brother, welcome in. Good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. We went to the mall. and we hit up a bookstore too, and I've come across some good material that we'll be using, like I said, in the future here. Probably not next week because we have a couple of more from this one to finish, and then that one will be put on the shelf, and we'll be breaking out a couple more. And see, we had an amazing time. See, Monday night. The town of Huntsville was founded in a little area called Hunt Springs, and they've left it, the spring itself, pretty much intact as the way it was. But all around it's just all kinds of stuff. The event center and just all kinds. Like it's pretty close to the center of town where the Madison County Courthouse is and all that. Um, we wanted to do something, you know, the afternoon. We got there, got our hotel, got everything set up. And I'm like, let's go do something. And I looked online. We always go to Big Spring Park every year. Usually it's in the daytime. Normally it's just me and Autumn. But I had looked, and with it being springtime, the afternoons, it's a little breezy in the 70s. The place is well lit. It's right off of the UAH campus, so there's always some kind of music going on. And we just had a blast. I posted a couple of photographs. There was some live music in a couple of places, and then there was somebody doing a performance where they had like lanterns that were attached to chains, and they were, had fireballs coming out of them, doing all kind of stuff. And then they had a flaming sword and had a light show, and we just enjoyed just to walk around. Like I said, breezy spring night, just it was awesome. We went and done that. Went and got us something to eat. Went back to the hotel room. Uh, we got something we could just microwave. Basically, normally we bring our air fryer, but this time we didn't bring it. Forgot, but everything went off without a hitch. We all had a good time. Got some videos taken, and got to visit some old historic places. And uh, Maple Hill Cemetery is one of the places that we always go, and there's three historic things there. There's thousands of them, but three that we always do. The grave, there's almost 1,000 unidentified Confederate soldiers buried there, and they have a monument along with their graves. We always visit that. And then the grave of Mary Chambers Bibb, who died pretty young. She was in her 30s, but she was buried in her rocking chair in an above ground mausoleum. We visited her grave, and then, of course, the site of the children's playground. So we visited that. So had a good time with that, and visited an old slave cemetery that was founded in 18. I don't even know. And it wasn't really a slave cemetery because it was actually founded after the Civil War. But the reason why it was called that is where our current hospital, the Huntsville Hospital, is buried, is on top of a grave site that was founded in 1818, and it was known as Georgia. When the hospital was built, supposedly those graves were moved to the now Glenwood Cemetery, which is a predominantly black cemetery. But I don't think that any of those graves were moved. I think that the hospital is right on top of the cemetery because there's been reports of crazy things happening in the hospital, and uh, I never once saw a stone that predated 1878 there either at the Glenwood. So that was something else. And there's another one that we visit every year. It's not really old, it's probably 40s, 50s, but it's the interstate surrounds it on two sides. One goes across this way and the other one goes this way. And then on the other two sides, it's surrounded by a huge shopping center. And we always visit that one just because it's interesting. So we did that, and then we come home and got Autumn to the doctor. Hopefully, we're getting that figured out. She's had her feet propped up since yesterday, and a lot of the swelling's going down, so that's a good thing. And some prescription medicines they got her on that's supposed to help it. And then, of course, a few tests coming next week. But all that hopefully will work out, and we'll just get on with it anyway. But now that we got a few people in here, the channel announcement. We normally drop videos on Monday at 3. That's going to be changing. With my current job, I'm working 7 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. And the way it used to work is I would get off at 1 o'clock and finish up anything that needed on the Monday video. But now that I don't get off till 4, I'm not having time to actually get things finished. So what we're going to start doing is the videos are going to be coming out on Wednesday at noon now. That'll give me the time I need to get them finished. And what usually happens is on my breaks and lunches, I'm working on videos. Is pretty much what's happening. When I get home, then I can do whatever I need to for Hope, Autumn, gardening, all that stuff. So I usually do that, any kind of video stuff that I'm working on at work, unless I can get a free second here. But so my plans are Friday, which is I'm usually off Wednesday, Thursday. So Friday, usually I am writing a story, and I come home and record it. If I don't get the writing done on Friday, I usually finish it Saturday. But if I can get it finished Friday, I'll record it, do the audio part, and then Saturday I'm usually editing the audio, which don't take as long. And then usually Sunday usually I'm putting photographs with the images with the subject that we're doing. And then usually Monday I'll finish up what I didn't get finished Sunday, and then that's when I do my animating it so it kind of the video flows, and then I'm doing the song at the end, and any kind of like little minute background sounds I'll throw in there, and then get it created and then uploaded to YouTube, and then of course creating the cover for it and getting it ready for y'all. But the way it's pretty much going to work similarly, but Monday and Tuesday will be the days that I'm hunting photographs, and basically the way this is working out, I have an extra whole day to do the videos, and sometimes it's kind of Friday and Saturday can be kind of hectic because sometimes, like right now, I have a submitted story that Miss Nisi had sent that I'll be working on. But when I don't have that, I'm actually having to hunt for something to like do research on a story. So I'm having to come up with an idea, and then I'm having to research materials and add those together to come up with a script. So it takes me a little longer if I don't have a submitted story. But um, one of the books I got is going to help with some ideas. I have a whole list of ideas, but I have a whole book now that's this is called Appalachian Folklore Unveiled, and it has more than just folklore. It has some of the history, the culture. Let's see, it has a whole chapter on the culture and everything. But then we got a whole section on influences. It has like creatures and spirits, nature based omens, and then the folklore and legends, of course, and superstition. There's a long chapter on superstitions. Um, there is a section on like horseshoes, haints and spirits, moon phases and planting. Let's see, plant superstitions, unlucky days, animal superstitions, and what each animal does. The broom superstitions, mirrors, coins, and then just everyday superstition, and then omens like the weather, animals, birds, omens, dreams, plant omens, number omens, which I've never heard of before, coin omens, mirror omens, and then, of course, it gets into spooky traditions, and it has graveyard customs, jack tales, ghost stories. Then there's a few stories of haints in here, just different stories. Some of these we've already actually covered. Some of them I've never heard before. So there's quite a bit of stories, like some of the stories of the Moon Knight people or the Axe Hollow murders, Bell Witch, which we've already covered, the phantom funeral possessions of the Cumberland Gap, haunting of the Grover Park Inn, ghosts of the Cumberland Falls, just different stories like that, and gets into Bigfoot and some of the monsters and just different stories like that. Appalachian Trail murders, the Black Panther, or Painter, they call them, Grims and Pukwudgies, and just all sorts of stuff. So we have all kinds of ideas to come from this. And this is the one I'm most excited about right here. It's very, very similar to this book, and it just has stories from all over. And these are longer stories, but and it's kind of done up in section. There's like 3 or 4 about when nature turns sinister, 3 on don't fall asleep, shadows beyond firelight, paranormal encounters. There's 3 or 4. When camping becomes a nightmare, survival horror. There's 3 or 4. Dark trails, mysteries in the mist, just different ones, and they're decent little long stories. Some of them are pretty long, but then they're from like the Ozarks, the Great Lakes. There's a couple in here from the Pacific Northwest. There's a couple that involve Virginia. Ohio and Virginia, West Virginia. Like they're just some neat stories. So, and both of these are written by Carmen Carrion and Appalachian Folklore Unveiled and Creepy Campfire Stories. So we got plenty to be talking about out of these books, of course. And then I always have an old trusty website from way back in the 90s that's got thousands of stories. So, got plenty of stories to come. Like I said, hopefully the Wednesday at noon will work out for everybody so everyone can see it and have an extra day to work on videos. As I said, I had a person reach out from what is the name of this? It's called thumbnailcreator.com. Oh, this is a bowl and it shouldn't be there. It just happened to be left there. My bad. I didn't even realize y'all could see that. That's embarrassing. But I had a sponsor. Let's see, a representative from what is that called? Thumbnailcreator.net. It's an AI kind of creator. They can go in and I can pretty much tell them what my entire story that I'm working on is about, and they can create really interesting video covers for the video. They're interested in sponsoring the channel. Let's see. They're going to give us a free month to try out their stuff. And if we like it, you guys like it. After the month is up, then they're going to give us like a pretty good discount off of whatever their channel cost. And it can create up to 250 videos. So, no, it's not monetizing. It's not that kind of sponsorship. This is actually outside of YouTube. It's like we use StreamYard as what we use for going live with. It would be like them, instead of us having to pay the money that it costs for StreamYard, they could just, because we use them, we could say, hey guys, we use StreamYard. It's kind of like they're wanting us to promote them, so they give us a discount or something. But usually I just do these covers myself, and I hadn't really had that good of luck with AI, because to me, like, I put in what I'm looking for, and sometimes it either does or it don't. The Let me do this. So this was created by AI, but I had to take what they sent in and doctor it some, uh, because I couldn't get just exactly what I wanted. Uh, the the Bigfoot that's around the M there and over the R, I had to actually put that in myself through editing and all that. But I thought about giving it a try at least. They have as low as like $9 a month or something like that. So I don't know. We'll look into it. I'm in communications back and forth with them right now, and we'll just see what we do. We may or may not do it. I don't know. I guess I'm open to it. Whatever it takes to get ever to draw people in, because the one thing that catches your attention, when you're flipping through YouTube, like shorts and all that, videos, is a very interesting title and a cover on a video. That's the things like, hey man, I wonder what this is about. And the catchier that is, the more likely you're to get somebody to stop and trying to reel them in the first minute of the video is also hard. But we'll just see what we can do either way. I'm definitely not gonna stop making my own covers, that's for sure. I just sometimes it's really hard to come up with a title for a video anyway. um, the last video, I actually had to go on ChatGPT to get that idea because I could not figure out what to call that video. If you hadn't seen that, it's pretty creepy, but at the same time, it's a mixture of the heartwarming and creepy at the same time. I enjoyed writing that. I enjoyed my dad telling me that story, and uh, I wanted to share it, of course. It's not every day that you have a dead relative give you a ride home in the dead of winter during a horrendous winter storm. So that's a neat video. Um, Appreciated getting to make it, and got another one. Like I said, it'll be coming out Wednesday at noon, I guess now. That Miss Nisi had sent in from one of her family members, and we're going to be working on that one starting tomorrow. So uh, I appreciate all you people coming in here and hanging out with us and supporting us like you do, and appreciate you guys watching the videos all the way through and leaving the comments and sharing us out with everybody. We appreciate that. Looking forward to what we get into with the new material that we have, and look forward to the stories that you guys sent in. I actually had, from a video I had made a while back, had the Mission Beach War. I had done a video on, and I had someone reach out, and yes, now that part is YouTube, and I don't know what the deal is. Sometimes the deal is when you only watch a minute or two or five of a video that's pretty long, YouTube thinks that, well, maybe they're not that interested, so we won't throw the notification up. But that's not always the case. Sometimes they're just, if you haven't been to the channel in a little while, like you've been busy and hadn't had time to watch, sometimes that affects. It's just different things. I don't think YouTube will ever get that part figured out. Let's see. Yeah, sometimes YouTube is just terrible with the reminders, and I don't know if it's because they're overwhelmed with the millions and billions of people who watch YouTube. And, if it's software issues where they can't keep up or what, I don't know. I don't know how all that works, but That's always been a problem, and I figured always will. But that's one thing I do try to do is I always try to keep to the times if I can. Sometimes I don't get a video finished and may go out a little bit later, but welcome in, Daryl. It's good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. I try when I can to do the live streams on Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. If I'm doing a live stream, that'll be when it is. I try my best to stick to the time limits. Sometimes, especially during the springtime, with gardening, I'll get over there at Dad's and be working, and it just completely slips my mind. Or I've been over there all day long working, and I'm so exhausted that I fall asleep. But most of the time, I try to go live Thursday at 6. And used to, it would be Monday at 3 for the videos. But now, like I said, we're changing that. It'll be Wednesdays at noon. We'll get them out there for you guys. We try our best to stick to those times. So whether you get the notification or not, we'll try to be there. Sometimes I don't even have time to actually schedule the live. I just pop up. But usually it's at 6 o'clock. Try my best to do that. So hopefully all this stuff works out. We just keep growing the channel, and I just look forward to all the stories that we get, because there's some suggestions that come in the comments that are awesome, and you guys send comments on here all the time with its ideas. There's also people emailing me ideas, and every once in a while we may get a letter, which I have not been to the P.O. box in a month. So I need to go back and just see if we got anything in there. But all those resources there for everybody. We always appreciate each of y'all for everything y'all do, because without y'all, we just wouldn't have our channel. So I guess with that, we're going to wrap it up for this week. And next week, we'll finish up the stories and this. And then the following week, we'll get into this one. So hopefully you guys have had a good day. Just enjoyed the time what we get to spend with y'all. And I guess until next Thursday, we'll see you guys later. So y'all have a good one. We appreciate it, and we'll see y'all then.